Hey, people. Tamiko here from Passports and Grub and Tamiko Harvey. So I just got back from DC meeting with Google themselves. I was invited myself and seven other content creators were invited out to their DC headquarters to meet with their engineers, to have one-on-one learning sessions. It was 3 days of learning with Google. So I have my computer open because my notes, so I'm going to be going back and forth from the camera into my computer because I'm looking here at my notes. But I kind of wanted to create this video. I also wrote a blog post about my findings, which you can find on my blog at tamikoharvey.com, and also you can go over to passportsandgrub.com. So for those of you that don't know me and are new here, I am a travel writer, a travel influencer for women over 45. I mostly talk about safety and luxury travel hotels. I love luxury hotels. So that's what I talk about. So I was invited out. I am quite grateful that I was one of 7 creators that was invited out. They also had one, I believe, in December of 2024. And, you know, I am grateful that I was invited out. It was an eye-opening experience. And it was everything that I already knew. And I will say up top, they were very transparent about where we are as content creators, where we are as providing information to our audience. Right up front, Google said, we know that we provide more traffic to larger publications than small publishers. And they said they are trying to repair that, but we publishers and publications think that they can just do that overnight, and they cannot. They cannot just do that overnight. One mistake, it takes months and months and months to repair an overcorrection. So they were upfront in saying that. Then they said it is not their responsibility to provide publishers, large or small, with traffic. That is not Google was made to do. And so I had to sit with that for a moment because, you know, I'm going to be extremely transparent in this video. I went from making about 12 grand a month on my blog to right now I'm making about 300 on a good month. So I'm not here kissing Google's ass and be like, oh my gosh, you know, Google is doing it right. We're doing it all wrong. I'm just being transparent with the information that was given to me. And the information that was given to me is that Google is not here to send us traffic. They are here to provide their users with the information that they want. And we are and this has been this way for a long time. We want me as a user, not me as Tamiko, the travel influencer and the travel blogger, but as a user, I want to go to something and I want that information immediately. And I am going to say for the last 10 years or so, Google has wanted long form content. That is what they told us they wanted. That is what we have provided. And Google also said that is what the user then wanted 6, 7, 10 years ago. They wanted long form content. Users wanted content that was in depth. But that is no longer the case. People don't want long form content. So Google has said that we, content creators, have constantly said, well, you lied to us. You lied to us. You told us you wanted this one thing, and now you're saying you don't. Google is saying, we didn't lie to you. We just changed what our readers wanted. our readers no longer want long form content. Hence, we had to change our algorithm and change what we show on search because they no longer want that. They don't want to read, and I'm just using this as an example because there were 2 travel creators there, and the other 5 were food bloggers. And they said, look, for years, people have been saying, we don't care about your grandmama's recipe and that your grandmama had to walk 10 miles through fields to get to these blackberries that you make for this blackberry pie that you're going to talk about. So food bloggers are going through all of this. And we know why, because we need content, because it helps with our ad revenue. We need long form content because it's going to help us make more money. But we've seen where people have talked about this on social media. They're saying they don't want to read all this long ass shit about your grandmama's recipe and how she had to walk and how it meant so much to your family. But we needed that because we need to make money. And we felt like, well, if we're giving you free content, we're giving you these recipes, you can listen and you can read through all of this fluff so that we can make money. That's what we said as content creators. And they have shown us that is not what people want. But we said we're going to give this to you anyway, even though that is not what our readers want. You're going to get this content. You're going to get this long form content, because if I'm giving you free content, I'm giving you free recipes, the least you could do is help me make a little money. That is what you and I both said. And when I sat back and I thought about that, they were right. And I hate to admit that, because again, I went from making 12 grand a month to now I'm barely making $300 a month. So I don't, I'm not making anything from like, Google isn't paying me to say this, but they're right. Now, with that being said, if this is how you made your money for the last 10 years, how do you pivot? What do you do? And my biggest takeaway from the Google Summit was social media. They are now saying that it's short form content. People want information readily at their hands. They don't want to read a 3,000 word blog post like we were told, which we were. Times have changed, so now we have to pivot. They're saying we no longer want a 3,000 word blog post. You need to give people what they want immediately. It doesn't need to be 3,000 words, because nobody is reading 3,000 words. So with that being said, social media, they're saying that when people are searching now, they also want TikTok, they want Instagram, and they want YouTube. So if you're not creating a TikTok, a Instagram reel, and a YouTube video that correlates with your blog posts, you're missing what your readers want from you. They want to read. They want to see your face. They want to connect to you as an individual. They want to feel like they know you. They want to see your face. They don't want to see your brand. They don't want to see your logo. They want to see you. They want to connect with you. They want to follow you. And we are saying, okay, I don't like being in front of the camera. That's not who I am. Well, then you don't want to be a content creator. Do you want to do what you want to do? Or do you want to do what your readers and users are telling you they want from you? You can't say on one hand, this is what I want to do, and then on the other hand say, but I don't want to give the people what they want. I want to give them just a small portion of me because that's what I want. I don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm one of those people. So I code switch a lot. And I'm trying to get out of the habit of that. And it makes people that know me feel like you're not being authentic. So that's something I got to work on. I got to work on how I sound on camera because I'm so used to corporate America. I'm used to when I walk into a room, I'm the only black person in the freaking room. So I used to feel, not anymore, I used to feel like I needed to tailor my verbiage and how I sound on camera and how I sound when I walk in a room to correlate with the people that's in the room. I haven't figured out how to translate that into my business that's not my day job, into my business and how I don't sound so corporate because I'm not a corporate person. I'm your girlfriend. I'm your friend. And so I decided even before I went, this is so ironic too. Before I even went to the summit, I restarted my YouTube channel about 3 weeks, almost a month ago. And one of my goals for the next, for foreseeable future is to start creating YouTube content at least once or twice a week. And they were very clear that we need to be creating long form content. We need to be using keyword research in our long form content that correlates with the blog posts so that Google knows that we are an expert in said subject. You can't, it's like when we I talk about creating silos within blog posts. So you can't write one blog post and think that you are an expert in the subject, right? So my subject is safety. So I write about safety everywhere I go. I am taking photos of the police, of the people walking around, how do I feel in this destination as a solo traveler. So now Google is saying you can't just write blog posts and Google is going to deem you an expert in that subject matter. You have to have blog posts, you have to have YouTube videos. The YouTube videos need to be SEO optimized for the corresponding blog post. Your TikTok needs to be SEO optimized for the blog post for TikTok, for YouTube. You need to be telling people, go to my YouTube video to see this, go to my blog post to see this. You need to be telling people who it is, what you do, and why they should trust you. And they were right. And I know we don't want to hear that. We want to be mad at Google, and you can be mad at Google. You can be mad at them, but you got two options. Are you going to quit? Are you going to give up? Or are you going to put your head down like I'm going to do, and I'm going to A/B test? I'm going to figure it out, because giving up isn't an option for me. It's just not. I don't want to. I'm 50. I'll be 54 in August. I don't want to be working in corporate America until I am 62. I got to figure out a way to make this shit work. So giving up is not an option for me. We talked about AI. AI isn't going anywhere. It's not. AI overview is not going anywhere. So how do we combat AI overview? They are saying social media is the way to combat AI overview. We got to have this thing so wrapped up in a circle that when someone Googles whatever their keyword is, if it's, for me, I'm going to use one of my blog posts, for example. Is Mexico safe? If somebody is Googling, should I go to Mexico this summer? There needs to be a TikTok about me talking about, is Mexico safe? There needs to be a YouTube video of me talking about, is Mexico safe? There needs to be a Instagram reel talking about, is Mexico safe? There needs to be Pinterest with me talking about, is Mexico safe? I got to hit that joint from all cylinders. No longer can I write one blog post or two or even three. So normally people will write a blog post, is Mexico safe? Then there's are things to do in Mexico. Then there is best hotels in Mexico. Then it's best thing for families in Mexico, all these different content pillars around Mexico. That is of yesterday. Today, it needs to be one topic. You still need all of your silos, but you need that one topic, and you got to hit social media with everything. And then you go into your next pillar, and then you hit social media for that entire pillar. I'm just telling y'all, you can be mad at Google, it's not going to change. So you have got to decide what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. AI isn't going anywhere. It's just not. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow. So we have gone through, blogging has changed. I've been in this 11 years now. So I've been doing, before even social media, I was blogging and writing. And it has changed over the years. And so we have got to decide now, do we stay in it or do we go? And I have seen people drop off over the years and say, okay, it changed. One thing we know for sure is that things are going to change. They are never going to be the same. We are in a time where AI is it. And so how do you transition that? Are you using it? How are you using it? What are you using it for? You know, right now, especially with content creators, is don't use AI, don't use AI. You don't have to use AI to write your content, but what you can use AI for is to help you make sure that you are reaching, you are researching, that you are writing I use it to do my outline, to make sure that I am looking at other content that's out there and make sure that I am answering the user query within the first 500 words. Yes, you still can go in and do more at the bottom, but whatever that query is, are you answering the user query, or are you making them wait 1,500 words into a 3,500 word blog post to answer their question? Look at your content. Read your content as if you are a reader. And what do you read? I know we sensitive about our shit. We spend hours creating content, writing, doing research. We want it to be long because we need the ad money. But are you answering the user query? Are you? So that is the summary of what happened. Oh, they gave me, let me see here. 1 second. So if everyone goes to Google and search quality rater guidelines, it is the top one. Search quality rater, RATER guidelines. It's a PDF and it is broken down into layman terms so that you and I can understand. They have one that is techie, but this one is for content creators. And it gives you everything you need to rank. I'm going to take the next month and I'm going to deep dive into this search quality rater guidelines and making sure that I am answering the user query, that I am giving my readers what they want, starting with this YouTube video. Then after I get done with this, I am going to make a TikTok and I am going to make a Instagram reel. I'm an A/B test. Let's see what happens. And that's it. So that was, they did give us new Google Pixel phones. I haven't used it yet, but I did get a new phone. Something else. I can't say this is going to happen or not, but something we discussed was maybe Google could create a creator task force to, one of the things I talked with them about is bridging the gap, because there's this animosity between Google and creators. And there needs to be some kind of synergy or something to make creators not only feel seen and heard and validated, but they are listening and that they are actively making changes to what we need or what we want. So I did throw that idea at them out there. I would love to be a part of it. I hope that they take me up on that, because I do think that creators need to hear directly from Google. And the ones that went to we also talked about the one that was back in December and how people felt like their traffic fell off even worse after the last summit. And again, they said that they make changes and they can't determine, they don't know how, once they make the changes, what it's going to do to the algorithm. And it takes months, and that's why there are so many updates, because they make a change and they think one thing is going to happen and something else happens. And we, from the outside looking in, and they kind of walked us through the process, we think they make the change and they think that they reversed or tried to reverse what happens, and then it overcorrects and it does something else. So then they have to make 4 or 5 more changes and it still doesn't correct itself. So they are saying they are trying. I don't know. I can only tell you what I was told. They walked us through it on the back end. They answered our questions as frankly as they could. And they left us with, y'all not gonna like this, but they left us with, we're not here to give content we can't promise y'all traffic. I know that's not what we want to hear, but they're like, we're not here to promise content creators traffic. We're here to listen to our users. Our users have said, we don't want these long ass recipes. We don't want that. Our users have said, we don't want to read 3,000 and 4,000 word blog posts. That was of yesteryear. Yes, we told y'all that. No, we did not lie to you, because that is what people wanted back then. People no longer want that. So now we have to change what we're telling you people want. And we don't want to hear that, no, they didn't lie to us. They told us what people wanted. Now people want answers fast, quick, and in a hurry. Think about yourself as a user. When you go to Google and you search something, what is it that you're searching for? How quickly are you searching for it? Do you want to read something long? Think about yourself as a user and how you use the interface. And when I sat back and I thought about it, when I had to take my personal feelings out of, I've written this long ass blog post about safety. I done dove into every possible scenario that could possibly happen if you go to Mexico. Nobody cares about all that. This is me. I wrote it. They want to know, can I go or can I not go? Am I going to be kidnapped by the freaky cartel or not? Am I going to be safe? What hotels are the safest? That's what they want to know. Me writing about the water and they don't care about that. People already know not to drink the water in Mexico. But I got this whole long paragraph on travelers' diarrhea and drinking the water in Mexico. Don't nobody care about that. I was trying to make the content long. If I'm honest, I was trying to make my content long to fit what Google had told me I needed to do. But that is of yesteryear. That is the SEO of yesteryear. So I'm going to end with that. Make sure you share this. Ask me questions. Send me an email at tamiko@tamikoharvey.com. Make sure you go and you read Passports and Grub, which is my travel blog. Make sure you go over there. I need the page views. Share that content. Follow me. And yes, thank you for listening. See y'all next time.